Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stream 2 for DreamHack 2011 Summer. My name is Totalbiscuit, bringing you all the action, and we're going to be starting off on the GSL Crevasse with Tyler vs. Strelok. Hopefully you guys are ready for this one. I certainly am. We'll have a look at any stream settings after these games are done. We've done tests. Everything should work just fine. Here's hoping that's the case. And here we go, kicking it off in 10 seconds right now. Should be joined by Liquid TLO, co-casting a little later on. If he's got any sense, he's getting some sleep, which is something the rest of us were denied. And here we go. Seems to want to be fine there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DreamHack 2011 tournament. My name is Totalbiscuit, bringing you in the blue trunks Liquid Tyler. He is playing Protoss to the southwest of this particular map, the GSL Crevasse, versus his opponent, the one and only Strelok. In the red trunks, he is playing Terran. It's been a while since I've seen Tyler play, and it should be entertaining to watch one way or the other. That I can guarantee. Strelok, an incredibly powerful Terran opponent. Unbelievably good, in fact. Absolutely fantastic. Has a tendency to go for elevated drop play, particularly with siege tanks. He's a big fan of that one. This might be an interesting map to pull that one off. In the meantime, Tyler opens up with his pylon. Nothing unusual there. Even for Tyler, that is fairly standard. It would be wonderful to see something a little bit different, but you know for a fact it's not possible. One of these days I'm going to see Tyler go Nexus on 8. That would be absolutely wonderful, but that's not going to happen for the time being. Strelok hanging on for the time being, and a supply depot at the front for him. Fantastic stuff. So this tournament's going to be running over the course of the next 3 days. There are 5 streams running. Those of you who are watching here but also happen to be at DreamHack, you can actually come and watch live. We do have an arena set up so people can sit down and watch. It's actually in Hall B near the League of Legends stand. Out of the gateway coming up right here on 13 supply, and Strelok with the first barracks going. Now the question is as to whether Strelok will get aggressive early on versus Tyler. Tyler has been known to do just that. See whether or not that is the case. At the moment, Tyler getting a little bit of scouting action going on right here. Just having a look around, seeing what he can see. Spots the barracks, barracks up and complete. Strelok is not having any of that, trying to get rid of Tyler's probe as quickly as possible. Now, Strelok hasn't actually grabbed any gas yet, and he's currently on 16 supply, so I would have to think that either he'll go for an early aggressive marine play with multiple barracks, or he'll be looking to expand pretty soon. I would say the expansion is more likely, particularly bearing in mind it is the Crevasse. There's a free expansion point right here, very easy to defend, and down it goes. Strelok with his initial expansion going down before Tyler, who's got the Cybernex core and pretty much nothing else for the moment. Sector Simulator on the way right here for Tyler. Now the question is, will Strelok be able to deal with any kind of early aggression from Tyler? So they say he has this tendency. There's no real question about that. Second barracks coming down for Strelok as well. Still no gas for Strelok, and that's a 3 barracks approach, pure Marines for the time being. This is actually becoming more and more popular, and it works fairly well. You'll notice that Tyler has used Chrono Boost on both a Stalker and on the Cybernex core right now. He hasn't saved it all for the Cybernex core, so I don't know if we're going to see any kind of early aggressive gateway play. Doesn't look all that likely. Tyler scouting, grabbing hold of that Xel'Naga Watchtower, making sure that everything's all good. And of course, he doesn't really know anything about these barracks as of yet. He's only spotted 1. 2 more coming up to follow that one up, and still no gas for Strelok. It's incredibly late. Now finally dumping one down on his natural expansion, which is not a bad idea actually. If Tyler's able to get in there and scout that main base, he's not going to spot the gas. And thank you to Chandy for reminding me to set myself too busy. And a big shout out to DreamHack. And what is this? Tyler, you sneaky individual. We've got a proxy Stargate coming down right here. Interesting play there, and the question is, will Strelok be able to deal with that? More to the point where they actually spot it. Now, bear in mind, of course, if Strelok decides to take this Xel'Naga Watchtower down here, then that Stargate play is going to be immediately spotted, so it's quite a risky position. The question is as to whether or not Strelok will actually head out. Right now, playing incredibly defensively, as you can see, bunker down with 4 Marines, a couple more coming in for good measure, and still streaming in off of those 3 barracks. And we do at least have 1 refinery going down at the back right there for Strelok. In the meantime, I've got more gateways coming up, and it's 3 gateways into proxy Stargate. Now, I would imagine it's going to be Void Rays. First Void Ray opening up right here, as you can very clearly see from Tyler. And that still remains unscouted by Strelok. That's going to end up being a little bit messy. Tyler working his way through that destructible debris. Bear in mind the debris on the crevasse a little bit weaker. Fairly easy to make your way through, and 3 Stalkers pushing forward. Now, I have to wonder what Strelok is really thinking here. Is he thinking, is it an aggressive gateway play? Because, of course, it's not. It's going to be 3 gateways supported by proxy Void Rays, as you can see right there. Second bunker coming up right now. Strelok with a factory on the way. No stim for Strelok either. He's got a long time to go before he's able to get hold of that stim pack, and 1 Void Ray already out on the field. Should be able to break through that bunker line very easily. Proxy pylon coming down right here for Tyler, and the aggression will be on very shortly. We've got a starport coming up right now for Strelok, but he's going to need an awful lot more than that, as he now knows there is a Void Ray, and that supply depot going down almost immediately. If the second supply depot goes down, that will end up supply blocking Strelok. He completes another, you'll have to take out the third. That's easily enough done. This is going to be really difficult for Strelok to actually deal with. There's a lot of firepower coming in right here from the Stalkers at the front, and Strelok is unable to get close enough to that Void Ray to deal with it. Mass repairs on this particular supply depot coming in, but bear in mind there was a second Void Ray. And here it comes. The question is he going to go and attack the natural expansion with it? If he does, Strelok's going to be in an awful lot of trouble. He's able to hold up this supply depot wall off, and a warp in right here into the natural expansion of Strelok, and there is no defense right now at the back whatsoever. It's an incredibly aggressive opening right here from Liquid Tyler, and Strelok's going to have a lot of trouble dealing with it, especially since he doesn't have stim. He's working on his Viking count, but that Void Ray just tearing through that mineral line very nicely. 4 kills already, and the Zealot's now working on that orbital command center. Strelok forced to pull back, and in the meantime, Tyler would have an opportunity to break through this. He still needs to deal with these bunkers. Bit of fire coming on the Void Ray, nothing really to worry about right there, as the Zealots plus the Void Ray support are able to drive that away and reapply the pressure to the natural expansion of Strelok, who is under a great deal of threat right now. He pops out a medevac, tries to go in for the support, but he still hasn't got stim completed. That natural expansion now on fire, orbital command driven all the way back, and in the meantime more firepower being thrown down on the front line of Strelok. Strelok is holding for the time being, but he's bleeding badly economically. More firepower coming in right now. He needs to take down that Void Ray, and the Viking is down. Nicely played there by Liquid Tyler, and Strelok able to push it away only just, but that orbital command center is still burning, and of course no mining happening from that at all. Now bear in mind, this is purely a 1-pace play. Tyler has 24 probes. He hasn't built any others. He's showing no sign, and then, of course, as I say that, my infinite powers of seeing 1.5 seconds into the future. Nexus is down right there, and he will try to follow that up. Tyler is not able to break this defensive wall as of yet, but he has done intense economic damage to his opponent. 18 workers killed. There's another warp in coming in right here. However, there's a lot of firepower available now, plus the medevac, plus the stim available. A couple of Void Rays picking off a few more Marines right here, and the defenses of Strelok are starting to crumble. However, he does still have 3 barracks. He's got a starport up right now. He's building Vikings and medevacs in tandem. Here comes the firepower, and Tyler is not prepared to let Strelok rebuild. Unfortunately, he is driven away. He needs a little bit more in order to push his way through there, and his approach is, of course, to follow it up with sentries, get the Guardian shields on the field, and use those against those Marines. Now, Strelok does have drop capability right now, but the question is, will he want to actually go in with anything of the sort to try and harass Liquid Tyler? This area is certainly very vulnerable to drops. It tends to be on crevasse. Liquid Tyler still sitting on these 3 gateways. Starport proxy is still over there, and he's bringing up the robotics facility as well. He may bring an Immortal out in the field to try and crack these bunkers. I can only imagine he will go for Colossus as well to gain that range advantage. Strelok still on the defensive, and the economic situation for Strelok is a little bit harsh. As you can see right there, he's propping it up with a couple of mules, but he is way behind in terms of his worker count. 29 probes to 20 SCVs right here for Tyler versus Strelok, and Tyler still with the upper hand. Strelok, however, is not willing to let that one go. Pushing forward, he'll go and try and find that proxy Stargate, I would imagine. He'll be able to clean that up as soon as he takes that Zelnaga Watchtower. He'll be able to find that no problem whatsoever. There we go. He sees the pylon. He can pick that off for free. And there's the Stargate. And more to the point, he's able to start applying pressure once again to Tyler, which is proving to be extremely problematic for him at the moment. The army supply count is actually painting a very nice picture for Strelok right now. As you can see, he's got his Marine count up to a very high amount. However, he does have to deal with the threat of those Guardian shields, and he doesn't have the +1 upgrade as of yet. He is working on it, but it's not going to be ready for quite some time. So those Guardian shields are going to pick off an awful lot, and he hasn't broken this little area right here. He needs to bring the debris down, and of course there's a possibility of sentry plate to divide these forces up nicely. Void Ray taking a little bit of firepower right here from that single Viking. He breaks it, and there's a lot of medevac support. The question is, will it be enough to break this line? Tyler with additional warp in right here. See, army supply is 35 to 47, and Strelok is holding this one up quite nicely. He's going to need a few more reinforcements in order to break this, however. I'm actually kind of surprised he hasn't tried to harass with a drop yet, but I suppose the possibility of getting picked off by that Void Ray is a little bit too much for him. Colossus is now on the way for Tyler, and the longer Strelok waits, the worse this is going to get for him. Bear in mind, his Viking count is also not good enough to deal with Colossus. He's only got one. Here comes this drop right here, and this, I would imagine, would be a two-pronged attack. Strelok is known for this. Looking to try and push up this ramp, but he's going to be very, very cautious about that. And there's the force fields. They are trapped in there. They're just going to have to fight it out. Now, he doesn't have that +1 attack just yet, but you can see in the corner on the minimap, no doubt, that he does have a drop, and he takes both Void Rays out. This is great pressure right here by Strelok. If he's able to take out that pylon and nuke down the second one, then that's going to be absolutely critical. In the meantime, you see the drop right there. That's denied the economy of Tyler for the time being. The Colossus is up right now, doing intense damage. He needs to bring the shields down, but this attack will be defeated by Tyler thanks to the benefit of that Colossus. However, will he be able to clear up the Nexus before it's gone down? He doesn't have the firepower. The shields are down. He's able to deny some mining for the time being, but Tyler with a solid defense for the moment. And in the meantime, a few Marines actually managed to stim past the defensive line, sneak their way into the mineral line, and do a little bit of damage right here. Tyler cleans it up, but not before losing a couple of probes in the process. Now, Stargate is, of course, shut down. It will most likely not play any further part in this particular engagement. And Tyler is now back on the back foot again. Worker supply is in favor of Strelok, if you can actually believe it. After all of that harassment at the start of the game, he's done an extremely good job of coming back from the proxy Void Ray and the 3-gate aggression. And Strelok now applying his trademark drop play. Now, there's plenty of areas he can actually attack here. This area is particularly vulnerable, as you can very clearly see. He doesn't have a pylon there, so he's not going to see that coming at all. And no doubt Strelok is aware of that. Splitting off those drop ships, about to go in with a fake drop in the corner right there. And we do have a drop ship hanging over, so this is probably going to be a double drop play right now. If he can take out the robotics bay, that'll be very helpful to him. You see the drop right there, and we've got some frontal aggression. This is actually going to be a 3-pronged attack right here by Strelok. Looking for a drop into the mineral line right now. Intense damage coming in. Bear in mind they've also got +1, so they'll be able to chew through those probes at an incredible pace, which is exactly what they're doing. In the meantime, you'll notice you've got the drop coming in here, and the full frontal assault right here by Strelok. Tyler can't respond to all these 3 attacks simultaneously. 1 gateway already down, trying to nail down the production facilities of Tyler right here. 2 gateways down, looking for the 3rd. Drop has been denied on both sides right there, but that's a great harassment there by Strelok, exploiting Tyler's immobility. Colossus, while fantastic, are suffering completely from that complete lack of mobility. They can't catch up, and he's not even able to take the medevac out, in fact, and Strelok is sitting in a good position right now. The question is, what's the army supply count like? It's in favor of Tyler. Tyler has actually got to go in right now. He can't be picked apart by Strelok. If that ends up happening, he's going to be in big trouble. His approach right now is going to be to attack the 3rd expansion, in fact the 3rd base, 2nd expansion of Strelok. And there's the medevac down, a couple of Marauders picked up as well. He's going to have to pull back. His Viking count is at 5. It should be enough to deal with this, but he's still going to take a lot of damage. And the missile turret actually taking down the shields of that Colossus. Nice play right there. In the meantime, however, his production facility is taking an awful lot of fire right here by Tyler. The question is, will he be able to deal with it? Here comes the stim right here, charging into this line. He's got to bring those Colossus down incredibly fast. He's got 1 down already, trying to focus down the 2nd right here as the Stalkers tear through the front line of Strelok. Strelok's forces getting reduced, and he's even broke off the SCVs off that mineral line. The Colossus tearing through Strelok's forces right now. His army count is not looking pretty whatsoever. Tyler's force is significantly reduced, but he does have 2 Colossus still in the field right here, flanking with the Marauders. He loses 1, looks to try and take out another Stalker. He's able to do that one, and he gets sniped off 1 more. No, he can't. Very, very close. And Strelok under a huge amount of pressure. He might end up folding down right here. Here's a counterattack coming in right here by Strelok. Strelok is not having any of this. He's going right in for the Colossus, and he doesn't take it. Nice micromanagement there by Tyler. In the meantime, Strelok pushing forward in. This time actually focusing fire on the other Colossus. He needs to bring out both. 1 down, 2nd one down. Successful defense there by Strelok. Excellent play. Nicely done by Strelok. However, I would like to point out that his SCV count is at 7. Now, as imbalanced as Terran is, I'm afraid that might not be enough. We do have 2 orbital command centers down, so he can get his economy back on track, but really, if Tyler's able to continue this push, then he will be able to win this first game, no problem whatsoever. 3 mules are currently down. Here's the income comparison. It's not looking all that pretty for Strelok. He is propped up by those mules and nothing else, and his army count isn't looking so great either. Looking for +2 weapon, and it's going to be a purely Marauder force. However, Tyler does have a significant advantage. 33 army supply to 10. And here is what could be the final push. GG, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. And the first game of this best of 3 series going to the one and only Liquid Tyler, transitioning out of a proxy Void Ray play with the 3-gate aggression early on into blowing up Strelok's entire freaking base, which is a fantastic strategy. We'll be waiting for game 2, and hopefully that'll be coming up in just a few short moments, folks. If you're watching on the stream, welcome to DreamHack Stream 2. My name is Totalbiscuit, currently casting solo. We'll be joined by TLO a little bit later on.